my boy. Good evening, everybody. It's been far too long since I've done a check-in, and it's lovely to just have a moment to be with you. I've been working my way through this book by C.S. Lewis called Preparing for Easter. It's actually just a collection of some of his best writings, and it's been a fascinating read for me. And as we are approaching Easter, he wrote something in the passage that's for today that really grabbed my attention. Let me read it to you. This is my endlessly recurrent temptation, to go down to that sea. I think St. John of the Cross called God a sea, and there neither dive nor swim nor float, but only dabble and splash, careful not to get out of my depth and holding on to the lifeline which connects me to things temporal. Stunning quote by C.S. Lewis, and just that reminder that so often, and it seems especially when we've been Christians for a while, instead of enjoying God and enjoying the goodness of his love, we tend to paddle and splash. And Easter is definitely not a time to paddle. It's a time to dive, a time to swim, and a time to float. And so tonight I just want to get you excited about our Easter program. This coming Sunday is Palm Sunday, and we're starting early because tomorrow afternoon, that Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, you can join us at the church and help us to fold palm crosses. Brenda's been learning how to do that, and you can see she's folded these two very beautiful palm crosses, and we're hoping that we're going to be able to distribute those to friends and family. And so you can come and join us tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. We'll be folding palm branches, and at 3 o'clock our music team is going to be practicing the music, so you can even stay and sing along with us. So on Sunday we'll be doing Palm Sunday, and I've got a very interesting approach for Palm Sunday. I'm going to be talking about the whiplash of Palm Sunday, and so do join us for the Palm Sunday service. We'll have our physical service at 8:30, and I really encourage you to come. We'll have some palm branches to wave. We'll be handing out the palm crosses, but we'll also put the service out online. So join us for Palm Sunday and just take a moment to reflect how Jesus prepared himself to go and do what he did for us in Holy Week. Then in Holy Week, we have our Tenebrae service on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And again, I want to warmly invite you, come along for our Tenebrae service. We'll be having a service at the church. We'll set everything up, have our traditional readers, and it's a beautiful and meaningful and striking service. We'll also put a Tenebrae service online, and I'll be recording a special Tenebrae service for those who just can't get to church in the evening. Friday is Good Friday, and we'll be looking at the incredible sacrifice that Jesus made on the cross for us. And that service will be at 8:30, and then there'll also be an online service. During the day on Friday, I'll also send out my traditional Easter music playlist, and I'll be picking some new songs and including some new songs in that playlist. And then on Easter Sunday at 6 a.m. at the church, we'll have a sunrise service, an Easter sunrise service. And that was truly beautiful last year. Just having it at the church turned out to be so meaningful. And so I want to warmly invite you to come. You can bring your own chair if you like, or otherwise just use one of the church chairs. Bring along some coffee in a flask and some hot cross buns, and join us as we celebrate the triumph of the resurrection. And then at 8:30 and online, we will have our Easter Sunday morning service, where we consider the implications and the joy and the wonder and the excitement that Christ is risen. And so this is our Easter program for this year. And we're hoping that each and every one of these services will be profound, will be special, and that our hearts could truly be touched. So join us on Palm Sunday as we explore the whiplash of that day. Join us at Tenebrae, where we see the tenderness of Jesus as he embraces his destiny and chooses to lay down his life. Come along on Good Friday and stand in awe at the cross. And then on Easter Sunday, let's celebrate the glory and the joy of the resurrection. In his book, The Angels Were Silent, Max Lucado talks about how the angels must have seemed to get quieter and quieter as this week approached. They understood what was coming, and they recognized the sacrifice that Jesus would make. And one wonders how they felt as they watched the events unfold, knowing what was to come. And because we have heard the story, because we know the truth, as we rehearse these events, as we relive these events, may it be that we are profoundly touched and blessed as we do this. So come along, be part of everything. And I also want to encourage you, use this time as an outreach. Send a message, pass on the online service links to those who can't come to church, and to those that you know who could come, might come, may just possibly come. Invite them. Come along. Let's worship the God who gave his Son. Let's worship the Son who conquered death. And let's experience the presence of the Spirit who binds our hearts together. And let's glorify God this Easter. Just before I close, one more thing that I want to mention, and that is that a number of people have been talking to me about the amendments to the Health Act. And there's been some panic and pandemonium, and a lot of people are passing around a lot of disinformation, and so there's a balance that we need to keep. On the one hand, with the state of disaster being lifted, there is need to have some regulations in place until we know that COVID is no longer a danger. Things like masks and social distancing, those things need to be kept in place. On the other hand, if we look at the rules and the laws that they're planning to add, some of those laws are pedantic and some of them are just draconian. And so it's important that we recognize that there is good and bad in this amendment bill. Fortunately, a number of the political parties and some significant civil justice organizations are weighing in, and the comments are due for the 16th of April. But even if some of these things are added as law, we'll be able to go to the courts and overturn points that are illogical and unjust, just as happened last year. But prevention is always better than cure. And so individual contributions count a lot. And the most constructive approach is simply to go to the Dear South Africa website, and I'll put the link here on the bottom of the screen and in the YouTube description. Go to the Dear South Africa website, click on the Health Act Amendment, and just fill in the online form that is there. Make your voice heard, express your concerns, and that's the best way for us to deal with this. And so while a number of Christians are getting very, very concerned about this, I think a balanced approach is necessary. And the best way for us to do this is simply to write to the relevant parties and express our concerns, and let's see what happens from there. And so I want to conclude, and I want to bring back to you that quote of C.S. Lewis. Let's make sure that we don't just paddle and splash in Easter. Let's swim. Let's float. Let's dive and experience the love and the grace of our God in this Holy Week. And so May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine on you. May the Lord lift up his countenance on you and give you his peace. Amen.